Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So today I'm doing something different. On a few videos back, I had posted that I wanted to do some like pieces that I could sell as a kit with paint and brushes, and sell it so that the kids could paint their own pieces. Well, I ordered these off Temu. I know Temu, and they're the small ones. So before I sell it, I want to make sure if I'm going to need to put 1 or 2 containers of paint into a piece. And as you can see, I grabbed the wrong can when I went to seal this. But this one has bubbles. These first ones have bubbles. So these are going to be like my test pieces. So I'm gonna paint this, and we're gonna see if there's enough paint in here, to be able to do this. I just gotta get some water for a cup. There we go. So I can rinse my brushes. So, if this works out, I'm gonna have 2 types of kits. These I'm going to make, and we'll put them in the kit and with the paint and some brushes, and it will come like a little kit. The kids can paint it themselves. My other one it's a flat panel. It's an 8x10. Comes with an easel, brushes, and the paint is already in the containers. And you get 2 things of paint with those. So I'll have 2 different types of kits. And my daughter was telling me what I should do for the kits is have like a few very simple paint projects that maybe the kids could paint along with. So I will probably be doing that on an upcoming video as well. But I wanted to see, because I could make a couple of these and bring them to the art walk this weekend on Friday. So let's just go ahead. So I put red, black, green, unbleached titanium, which is I think will be a good skin color. Some silver, which could be for the white, the hair or the runners, and then a blue. So I tried to keep with like Christmassy kind of colors, just to, I don't know, see if this is even gonna work, guys. I don't know. And if it doesn't, then I've got a whole bunch of, empty paint containers that, I don't know, I can put something in. So this one has like a little snowman, some snow here. I'm thinking these might be trees. So yeah, it's, and I gotta think it's gonna be kids, painting it. So I'm not gonna try to be 100% perfect. So I am going to do the little detail stuff first. All right, so we have some black for the buttons. And we can do like under his... No, I want to do his face first. Maybe we'll do the belt in black. I don't even know if that's a belt. I think it's his suit. So I'm going to just try to get the little things on the sides done first. And whenever you have new brushes, make sure that you, rinse them off pretty good. So all right, I'm going to try to zoom in and try to stay in frame so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, so I guess I'm gonna start with the blue. All right, use 2 hands when opening. And that was the other thing, is I wanted to make sure that these had good seals. And so far, it does look like they do. So we'll give them we'll give this snowman a blue hat. And I did seal them with a spray sealer. So, you know, if they screw up and get it like, you know, what I did, you'll be able to wipe it off. You know, we're going to be painting over that anyhow. But I maybe didn't pick the best one to start with. I wanted something that had some detail, but not, you know, not a ton of it. And they are kind of hard to see, you know, where the details are. And we're going to be going over some other colors anyways. So we'll just see how it comes out. Because I figure if I did this, you know, and I know, yeah, okay, they have plenty of paint, then I'll be happy. Because I just think it would be, you know, something cute for the kids. It would make great little Christmas gifts, or, you know, even birthday gifts, something that they could do themselves and then have their, you know, their little piece to keep. Wow, I'm not doing a good job at all here, guys. Oh, well. And then, you know, I would put like little directions or whatever in there. So, okay, so, let's get our snowman painted first. We're going to do him in the silver. And that way there, once that dries, then I can go and put the little face details and the buttons on. And we're going to do the snow as well. So we're just going to... And I mean, he's a snowman, so technically you could leave him white. But, you know, if a kid's doing it, they might not want to leave him white. So I just want to... And I forgot a part of a scarf, but, you know, that's okay. And I'm just going to go over where the buttons are. Okay. And let's get some silver in the snow. I don't know what that is right there. I have not a clue. I do not know. So, and this color is so light that we can just kind of, you know, go over some of the pieces and it won't matter. Actually, that might be the better option of doing it. Now, this side is definitely going to be a mess. You know, it's like anything. When you try to do something for the first time and on camera. I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. And I know kids are going to probably use a lot more paint. So if I can paint it and I have leftover paint, then I know I'm good. So I don't know. I think that's maybe an arm in his hand. I have no clue. All right, let's see. So while we're doing the white, all the silver, let's get his little fur pieces kind of painted. And his beard. So yeah, whenever doing anything like this, you're always better off to start with your lightest color first. And I know that, and I don't know why I didn't do that first, but you know, this is a trial. And I'm just gonna put some over his cheeks and on his face. That way there, I know I've got the areas that I need to get, and then when we go over it with the other color, it will make it a little bit easier. Because we're going to give him a little red suit. And a red hat. And this looks like it's going to be some fur coming out of the back of his little outfit. Yeah, I got nothing done yesterday, guys. Oh my God, I just couldn't get out of my own way. I got my shower taken and I got dressed, and that was the extent of what I did yesterday. I didn't work on a video or nothing. I don't know. I was like, blah, couldn't get out of my own way. So that just put me further behind, you know. Story of my life. I don't know. I think we all just kind of get those days where we're like, oh, I just don't feel like doing anything. I didn't even want to think. Which is kind of sad, but all right, so I think we've got everything colored in the silver that we want. So we'll wash this off. And I'm going to go in with his skin color next, because that's the next lightest color. So I mean, I don't even know if these will sell. I just figured I would, you know, give it a try and see. So I will, once I get a few pieces made, I will post them on my website, you know, in case somebody does want to get one. So after this Friday's art walk, I'm going to go through. My daughter's actually going to come over and help me. We're going to do pictures. I'm going to go through and grab some of my my better pieces, and we're going to get pictures and I'll get them posted on my website. All right, so I'm just going to use the same color for the fence. All right, so I'm thinking these are fence posts over here too. Yeah. And let's see, we might as well do the stick in this color too. You know, and that's the other, as I'm like, do I put another one with different colors just in case? So yeah, let me know in the comments if you think I should add like even other colors that are not Christmassy, because I know, you know, sometimes kids don't want to go with the natural colors. And I just need a little bit more blue because I think this is part of the scarf. Okay. All right, so we can close the blue again. And let me get the sleigh painted. So we're gonna switch to a little bit bigger brush. And then I'm gonna do the details in the silver after. I just figured we'll kind of do the sleigh in a green. And I'm even going to go over the runners. All right, so with this one, we'll probably have to use 2 brushes. I do want those trees green. I'm just gonna kind of go over them a little bit because I do want them to be darker. So I'm just going around. I'm gonna try to get like the tighter areas with this small brush. So I have a bunch of these things like these that I had bought at Michael's. Like I've got a train. They're a little bit bigger, so, but they're really fun to paint. And that's kind of what gave me, you know, the idea of doing something like this, but then also having, you know, knowing that it's something that's handmade might be a little bit more fun. I don't know. So I'll try to get all the bigger areas, and then I'll just kind of you know, and I mean, and then they could put 2 layers of paint or whatever. And this way here, they can just make it their own. But these little ceramic pieces, they really paint really well. So I did go right up to this one, which I think was his fur and his jacket, but, you know, I just want him to look even on both sides. So that's looking cute so far. Okay, we'll go back with the little smaller brush and just try to, and when I paint, you know, my pieces, I use my paint brushes. Obviously, these are just, you know, cheaper brushes, but good for kids. It gives them a gift, and then it gives them something to do, and then they have their beautiful little piece of artwork. You know, and when you go over it with a second coat, see how much darker that gets and how much better it looks. But I just wanted to just kind of make sure that there was gonna be enough paint. But now I'm thinking I should maybe add some different colors. You know, maybe some browns and that type of stuff. And I don't know what's this, so we're just gonna fill this in because I don't know what it is. Let me fill in on the other side as well. Oh, I already did, so that way it'll just kind of look like it's bushes or something back there. I don't know. All right, so I think we've got, I'm just gonna kind of wet this and try to wipe some of that out. So I will maybe end up adding some white. I'm gonna probably end up adding another row of colors, because now that I'm, you know, like doing it and I can see that, you know, they might want something different. And that way they have the options. You know, and I'm gonna only do one layer because I just wanted to kind of see how this process is gonna go, if it's gonna even be worth doing the kits. And I have two other ones that I had done the same time I had done this one, because these were new molds I had just got in and I wanted to see what they look like. So my daughter's best friend has a little girl that loves to do stuff like this. So I'm gonna give her one of the ones with some brushes and stuff, and let her kind of paint it and see and get her perspective on it. Is that something that she would like to do more? You know, because then I could, you know, make different things. It wouldn't have to just be, you know, Christmas things. Okay, so now we've got the red that we want to do for his hat. And then, like I said, I can go over some of the areas with like some actual white, and yeah, So this is definitely like, you know, a half-ass project, but because I figured if, you know, I'll make a couple and bring and just see if they sell. So that's part of his jacket right there. Oh, a little bit of green paint was left there wet. Oh, that's okay. I know that's supposed to be his fur on his jacket, but I'm going to color it red. I don't know. I think it's just it's gonna make him show up a little bit more. Oh. So far, oh, crap. So far, I think he's kind of cute. All right, so I kind of did some of his fur over here, so I might as well paint this in the red too, and then he's gonna all blend in. All right, so now we will go into the black. We'll put our little little buttons on our little snowman here. And we're going to give him a little face. And let's do the little roof in black just so it stands out a little bit. Actually, we're going to do the whole house in black. And then I'll take some white and we'll put it over the roof. So yeah, I definitely am gonna have to put some other colors. I'll put some browns and, you know, maybe even some pinks, who knows. Okay. So we'll do buttons. Give him a little face. And let's just kind of have him so his, you know, his little face kind of shows up a little bit. There we go. Give him some little eyeballs. All right, so did I get all the black? I did. All right, so we'll go back in with the silver before I do the white. And I just want to, trying to make sure I stand a frame here for you guys. Just kind of give this a little bit of that silvery shine on the runners. And this is the one that broke, so and just kind of put a little just adding a little something in here to differentiate it. And that's the good thing too with acrylic paint is, you know, the paint dries fairly quick. You know, and then if they have that leftover paint, they can paint, you know, something else. Okay. Let's just put a little tiny touch of silver in here. Okay, so I will get a little bit of white. And this is just, out of my tube white, so I've got to grab some, but okay. And I will just go over the little white areas. As I make a mess everywhere. You know, normally I would be really careful, but because I'm doing it on video and I know it's going to be for kids. Well, I mean, it could be for adults too. Don't get me wrong. Just something that somebody can paint at home. You know, but if you take your time and you you clean as you go, you could really have a nice little decoration piece. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to paint his little middies red. And to give him some pink in his cheeks. And this way here, any, you know, red paint that I got on this part, I can clean up. So I suppose I could even add the white fur back on, out back here. You know, it would probably take a couple of coats, but you could get it back if you wanted. Okay. You know, and then you could kind of clean up around your anything that you screwed up, you know. So yeah, I think we're definitely going to have enough paint, but I will add another some more colors just to, you know, give a little bit more options. Okay, let's see. That's really cute. So yeah, there's definitely, I barely used any paint. So that is definitely a good thing. So I'm going to go back to my red. You know, and like you do one coat, let it completely dry, and then come back and do like a second layer. Because the second layer is definitely gonna make your piece. See how much better that looks already, that hat. All right, so I'm just gonna give him some rosy cheeks. Oh, his gloves. That's what I forgot, his gloves. There. Okay, so, and I mean, you could do all kinds of different details in there, but like I said, this is just a half-ass painting job. But I think this will be a really cute idea for kids. This might be a little much over here, depending on the age group, but we have this stocking, which this one had a lot of bubbles. But yeah, so we have that stocking. Let me zoom back out a little bit here. So we have this one, and we have this one. This one definitely is going to be the easiest, by far. And probably wouldn't need a bunch of, you know, I mean, this palette would be more than enough. Unless you wanted the chair a different, you know, brown or something like that. But yeah, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, if this is, you know, kind of a good idea or not. I don't know. I'm thinking it will. I'm just gonna, all right, I am gonna actually try something. Because I have these like little kind of micro brushes. You know, I could even throw in a couple of those. But what I was thinking was maybe like to go around the sleigh runner. You know, this might work a little bit better. So maybe what I would do is throw a couple of these in, and a couple, do I even have any out here? I do have one. One of these little tiny fine, they're like liner brushes. But then it kind of gives them, you know, more options. So yeah. Alrighty guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Something a little different. And I will see you guys all on the next video. Bye guys.